let's jump ahead a little bit to some useful functions. So I know not all of you are familiar with Rebel and programming in Rebel, but there is some basic level of Rebel programming that is helpful to know. I mean, ultimately for the PLC engineers, you guys are probably not going to be doing a lot of that coding background. The software engineers will handle that. So you're not going to need to know a lot of stuff, but there are some helpful functions that could definitely get you through doing your job faster. So the two kind of helper functions are set value and get value. The format is, so just to make it clear, it's set value and get value. All right. So the format of both of those. So for set value, you have, so are you guys at least familiar with what a function is? So a function, is a bit of code that will run, and it usually can take some different, some variables that it needs to be passed through in order to run the function. So set value requires a name of a widget, and that name of the widget has to have a little tick mark in front of it. It's just brief Rebel background. Rebel, or not really background, coding instructions, I guess. So with a variable, you can either have a word that's a variable, for instance, A or B or high or whatever. It doesn't matter what it's named, but a variable or a word. And then there's a lit word, which is a literal word that instead of interpreting A, so say I assign A to 1, instead of the function evaluating that and evaluating 1, it will evaluate the actual word A by making it literal. So that's why we add the little tick mark. So it evaluates this name instead of the underlying whatever it was assigned to. Set value takes that name, and then it takes another tick mark with the property that you want to set this widget to. So the name is the widget that you want to set a value to. The property is the property you want to set a value to. And then the last thing is obviously the value itself that you're trying to set. Type.
So for the property, you mean like integer?
The property being like not the type.
Okay.
The property itself, so text, text color.
More like string and.
No,
that's good.
Yeah. So anything in the property sheet, basically.
Okay.
So get value, it's the same thing, but just the name and the property is needed because you're getting a value. You're not writing the value, right? So you just need to know the name of the widget that you're trying to get the property value from, and then the property. Now, these two, the names, can be a block of names as well, or it could just be one specific widget.